dependent sources. Dependent sources. Here, this is independent source. This is internal resistance or voltage across the battery is V. This is example for independent source. Here, this voltage V is independent of any other variable in the circuit. That's why it is called independent source. This current source also called independent source because the current through I, the current I sourced by this current source is independent of any other parameter in the circuit. That's why it is also independent source. This is called independent current source. This is independent voltage source. Another source is called dependent voltage source. Dependent voltage source. V dependent. Suppose the circuit, this is part of circuit. In the circuit, I have one current. That current is called I. This voltage is depends upon this I means we can write 4 times I, we can say. So the dependent source, its voltage is depends upon the current on this resistor. This resistor is part of the circuit. So V equal to 4I. Or suppose the voltage across this resistor is V. Sometimes this also may be called as 5 times V or 6 times V, like that. So they are, so this is called dependent source. Dependent, because it depends upon the current or voltage across this circuit element. Dependent source. Another source is called that is also dependent current source. This is called dependent current source. The same circuit, let us consider the I equal to 4 times I, or we can say that 6 times V of that circuit. So this resistor also part of the circuit. Here the current or voltage across the resistor decides this current. This is also dependent source. While applying superposition theorem, we have to consider independent sources alone separately, not dependent sources. We'll see now one such example. This is dependent current source. Let us assume that current through this path is Ix, 3 times Ix. 3 times Ix. Voltage, let us assume that it is current source, that's why voltage is variable. Voltage across this current source is Vx. So the question is find Ix and Vx using superposition theorem. So now let us consider this 2-volt source alone. Therefore, the circuit becomes 4 ohm. Current through this is Ix. Then we are not going to consider this 2-volt, therefore 1 ohm resistance. Then we are going to consider this 2-volt source alone. And we are not going to this current source, that's why this is open. And this dependent source will be there. This current source, 3Ix will be there. That's all. Now let us find this Ix, because we are considering only one source. That's why this Ix becomes Ix dash. We have to find Ix dash. Let us use nodal analysis. This is V reference equal to 0. This is V. So if you consider nodal equation for this current through this path is 3ix dash. Current through this path is because current is moving out of that circuit, therefore V minus 2 divided by 1. Current through this path is Ix dash. Therefore, if you write KVL, incoming current, that is 3Ix dash minus V minus 2 divided by 1 minus Ix dash. But this is one equation. We can write the expression for V. V is voltage across this dependent source or voltage across 4 ohm, we can say, because there is no other source across 4 ohm and dependent source. So, what is voltage across 4 ohm resistance? Therefore, V equal to 4 times Ix dash. Ix dash. Therefore, that is second equation. From 1 and 2, we can write 3 Ix dash minus V equal to what? 4 Ix dash plus 2 minus Ix dash. So 5Ix minus 5X dash plus 3 Ix dash, therefore minus 2Ix dash equal to minus 2, or Ix dash equal to 1 ampere. Now let us consider that 1 ampere alone. If you consider that alone, the circuit becomes 4 ohm. 4 ohm, and the current through this is Ix double dash, because we are considering the second source. Now this is 1 ohm, and we have short circuit plus voltage source. We are going to consider this 1 ampere, and this dependent source, current source, 3Ix double dash. Again, let us apply V reference and V KCL. The current through this incoming current is 3Ix double dash. Here the outgoing current is 1 ampere. Here outgoing current is V divided by 1. Here outgoing current is Ix double dash. Therefore, the equation becomes incoming current is 3Ix double dash minus 1 minus V. V equal to what? 4 times Ix, 4 times Ix double dash minus V by 1, that is V equal to 4 times Ix double dash. Current through this is minus Ix double dash equal to 0. Therefore, minus 4 minus 1 minus 5 plus 3 minus 2I double dash minus 2Ix double dash minus 1 equal to 0, or Ix double dash equal to minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Therefore, Ix equal to Ix dash plus Ix double dash, that is equal to 1 ampere minus 1 by 2 ampere, that is equal to 1 by 2 ampere. Vx equal to what? Vx equal to 4 times Ix, that is equal to 4 times 1 by 2 equal to 2 volt.